all the metrics you hear, it's like, what? Connor McDavid does 10 times more crossovers than the average NHLer.
No way.
Not 10 times more than a peewee, 10 times more than the average NHLer.
Holy.
It's crazy,
wow.
right? And so, and he does, and they're both 10s, 10 times less forward stride. It's not important to him at all.
Wow.
And so consequently, because he's weaving all the time to get speed, takes off with crossovers into a, maybe a half loop, and he's just wheeling around. He's so deceptive that he's blowing people away at 18 miles an hour, and he can skate 29. So he's skating down the ice. He's weaving around. Nobody knows where he's going. So they just back up. And all of a sudden the defenseman's like, hey, I'm at the blue line. I got to cut this gap down. And he speeds up to 20. And the guy's going 14. And it looks like Connor McDavid is the fastest guy in the world. And it's like, he's the fastest player because he's so deceptive. And it's crossovers. It's crossovers. It's crossovers. It's crossovers. You're right. Yeah. And it's your ability to do the footwork. And NHL players turn around from forward to backward, forward to backward, 10 times more than high school players.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Just because of the puck protection, catching bad passes, being able to face, you don't want to throw a backhand all the way across the ice. So you may actually turn backward to fire a hard forehand, right? So it's like, it's all that kind of stuff. So I think while you just have to know what it is you're getting into when you get onto a ramp. It's like a screw, let's say. We need screws to build the house, but we also need nails and hammers and saws and ladders and cranes and cement trucks and workers and blah, blah, blah. So I think you just have to know what you're getting into. And if you're already a good skater, it probably isn't going to screw you up. And so you watch these really good skaters that use them and, oh yeah, I do this and blah, blah, blah. And then you get a bad skater on there and it just makes them worse. So I hate to make enemies with that thing. I just want people to know exactly what it is. And that's what I've seen. I just exactly what it is. And so from the standpoint of aggression, it's awesome.
And what I'll say is that, that was part of my summer routine for pretty much my whole professional career. And a guy that had just enough skill to make it into the NHL, I did the treadmill all the time, so it worked for me. So
yeah, for sure.
One thing I'll add is that I had Dick Vra as the trainer.
Oh yeah, so you know how to skate.
So think about who's running you. Same thing about when you're picking a AAA team. If you have options, go where the love is, go where the experience and where long-term development is the priority, and you're going to be good. Okay, so we are this chipping along. This thing starts out as a curiosity, becomes a passion, and then a pursuit. So I asked you before we jumped on, I didn't give you a ton of time, but just to kind of wrap this up, what words would you use to describe your most successful hockey players, both male and female? Because I know they're exactly the same. So we're just going to go back and forth. You're going to mention a word and then say something about it, and then I'll mention one. Why don't you start?
Driven.
Yeah, do you got anything to say about
it? They are now in a place where they probably ask Dad.
Yeah.
And you're different because you were there. Okay. But for, I think most of our listeners that, didn't get to the top of the mountain that way, they're going to pass their parents up at maybe a younger age. And they're becoming autonomous with their ability to continue to get better. And they start to look they start to look on their own. Where did you learn how to do that? Where did you get that stick? What do you do? Why are you tying your skates? Why do you tape your stick like that? And they just compile information. They're so hungry. You can't give them enough.
Yes.
They're very driven that way.
Yes. I would say habits. Over time, they establish very rock solid habits. Discipline would be another one. We'll put those two disciplined habits where they have a daily schedule. They don't go into a day not knowing what they're going to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, I mean, think about all the times you're like, I got to work out tomorrow, and then you ate terrible, and your workout is hell.
Yeah.
It's just hell. And it's like, yeah, you wonder, how do you have the discipline to eat like that? It's like, well, do what I do off the ice and try and eat bad.
Right.
It doesn't work out, especially if you're driven to be a player.
Right.
That's where it comes from. It's not just you want to be successful. It's like, man, you hate failing like that.
Yeah, it is. And, that's the thing. It becomes more than just the skill acquisition. It's
sure.
Nutrition is a big part of it. So, and getting, your habits, getting those dialed in, going to bed at the right time.
Yeah.
You got the next one?
Yeah, and I think it would be along the lines of sort of what I just said. They just fear losing. They fear losing in the weight room. They fear losing, the food battle. How should I eat? They just do not want to. They don't want to lose. They don't want to lose. They don't want to lose the little stick handling drill we're doing to warm up at the beginning of the practice. They don't want to not score in the goalie warm up drill. They just fear missing their mark.